Archangel Michael moves close to you right now, surrounding you in a field of protection so strong that nothing meant to harm you can even take a single step toward you. He says this is the moment you were supposed to read. This moment has been chosen, designed, and delivered to you with divine accuracy, because the letter that is coming toward you now is not just a message. It is a truth that someone you loved deeply carried inside their soul until their last breath. They did not have the courage or time to say it while they were alive, but God allowed this moment because your heart is finally ready to hear what was hidden. Michael whispers, "Don't skip this. This is their last unfinished sentence. Their final truth, the thing they prayed someone would give you someday. Open it with your whole spirit." The air around you shifts as if someone unseen steps forward, not to frighten you but to reach you. And God says gently, "You are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are protected. Just trust me and listen to what is being released." Because this letter was meant to find you at a time when your heart felt unanswered, when your life felt heavier than usual, when you wondered whether the love you gave to certain people ever truly mattered. And God says, it mattered more than you know. The one who loved you, the one whose voice you have not heard in a long time, the one your heart still thinks about unexpectedly, has waited for you to be ready. They want you to know something they could never express in life. Whether it was fear, distance, misunderstandings, or the way life pulled both of you in different directions, there was always a truth they wanted to speak but never could. And now heaven opens a sacred moment so they can finally speak it through the breath of God. They say, "I never stopped caring about you. Not even for one moment. You were the reason I pushed through my hardest days. You were the one I silently prayed for when I thought no prayer would ever reach the sky. I couldn't tell you everything, because I didn't want to burden you. I didn't want to pull you into my storm. I stayed quiet to protect you, not to hurt you." Archangel Michael stands beside them as they continue, their voice trembling with the weight of the truth they carried for so long. "I watched you go through things alone and wished I could knock on your door. Call your name. Sit beside you. But life kept tying my hands. I didn't want you to see me weak, broken, or confused. I wanted to be strong for you, even when I no longer felt strong for myself. That's why I distanced. That's why I stayed silent. Not because I didn't love you, but because I loved you too deeply." As their words move gently through you, God adds, "This is the closure you were denied on earth." And the letter flows on, steady, warm, almost pulsing with the love of someone who never stopped remembering you. They say, "You were my safe thought. Whenever I felt lost, I imagined your face. I imagined your voice telling me everything would be okay. You were the light I didn't deserve, but the one my soul always returned to. I'm sorry for every moment you felt abandoned by me. I'm sorry for the confusion, the distance, the silence. I'm sorry I left without explaining what was inside my heart. I should have told you sooner. I should have told you everything. You feel a tightening in your chest as if the part of your spirit that always wondered why is finally receiving an answer. And Archangel Michael says, this truth is meant to heal you, not harm you. This truth is a divine release. Their letter continues, I didn't tell you I was struggling. I didn't tell you how heavy things became. I didn't want you to see the parts of me that were falling apart. I knew you had your own battles, your own worries, your own pains, and I refused to let my darkness touch your light. I disappeared because I didn't want to draw you into the places where I was drowning. But even when I pulled away from you, my heart never let go of you. That is the truth. God places His hand over your heart spiritually, steadying your breathing, keeping you grounded in safety and peace. You are safe, He repeats tenderly, and this message is for your healing. The letter goes on, I kept so much inside because I didn't want you to hate me. I didn't want you to think I didn't care. And when my time on earth ended, the only regret I carried was not saying these words to you in person. You deserved honesty. You deserved clarity. You deserved the goodbye I never gave you. So God is letting me say it now. Archangel Michael adds softly, this is their soul speaking. Listen with love. They continue, I saw your kindness. I saw your loyalty. I saw your pain even when you tried to hide it. I saw how bravely you continued walking even when you felt alone. And I wished more than anything that I could walk beside you again, even just for one day. Your spirit feels the warmth of their presence, not heavy, not frightening, but peaceful, like a memory that suddenly becomes alive again. They say, I never wanted you to blame yourself for anything. Not my absence. Not my silence. Not the ending. None of it was your fault. You loved me in the best way you knew. And that was more than enough. More than I ever deserved. And God says, let this truth lift the weight from your heart. Their letter deepens with emotion. If I could speak to you face to face right now, I would hold your hands, look into your eyes, and tell you how grateful I am for you. For your patience. For your compassion. For the times you forgave me even when I didn't ask. For the times you remembered me when I felt forgotten by the world. I wish I had told you how much strength you gave me just by existing. Michael nods solemnly, allowing the message to flow uninterrupted. The letter continues, you think you were ordinary, but to me, you were a miracle. Your presence changed my life. Your love stitched parts of me that were breaking. Your existence gave my soul a reason to hope. And I carried that hope until my last moment on earth. You feel your chest warming, almost glowing, as if their words are lifting something heavy off your spirit. They say, there were moments I wanted to return to you, moments I wanted to explain everything, moments I wanted to start again. But fear held me. Shame held me. The belief that I wasn't enough held me. Yet even in those moments, I prayed for your happiness. I prayed that God would protect you, guide you, and give you the life you deserved. God whispers, your tears are sacred. Nothing is wrong with you. This message is cleansing you. Their letter continues, I need you to stop blaming yourself. I need you to stop wondering what you did wrong. The truth is, you did nothing wrong. I was the one who didn't know how to express what I felt. I was the one who struggled with my own demons. I was the one who didn't want you to see where I was hurting. Michael adds, they loved you far more than you understood. The letter flows on like a gentle river of truth. You were the one person I wished I could have been honest with. But life teaches us too late sometimes. And I learned too late that love unspoken becomes regret. If I could rewrite everything, I would come to you sooner. I would tell you the truth earlier. I would hold you longer. I would choose you boldly. I would not hide. I would not run. You feel a warmth around your shoulders as if someone draped a blanket of comfort over you. I want you to know I still watch over you, they say. Not in a haunting way, not in a way to keep you stuck, but in a way that makes sure you never face your pain alone again. I am not far. And whenever you speak my name, whenever you think about me, whenever you wonder if I still care, the answer is yes. I always will. God speaks with deep compassion, you are not alone. My child. Love never dies. Their letter continues, you are stronger than you think. Braver than you know. Kinder than the world ever gave you credit for. And you deserve joy. You deserve love. You deserve the miracles that are coming to you. Don't close your heart because of what happened with me. I don't want to be the reason you hesitate to love again. I don't want to be the shadow that stops your future. I want you to live fully. I want you to open your heart again. Their voice becomes softer, filled with longing. If I had one more day on earth, I would spend it telling you everything I never said. But since I cannot, I leave these words with you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for holding space for me in your heart even when I didn't know how to show up for you. Archangel Michael places his hand over your energy, sealing the message with peace. The letter continues, I need you to let go of the guilt. I need you to release the what-ifs. I need you to stop carrying the weight of my choices on your shoulders. My life was my journey. My struggles were not your responsibility. You loved me enough. More than enough. God reinforces gently, their peace is not your burden. Their soul is free. They say, you gave me something I never had, unconditional love. And I carried that love with me. It was the light that guided me home. And now I am whole. I am at peace. I am no longer in pain. I want you to feel that peace too. Their message becomes a blessing. I pray for you every day. I ask God to open doors for you. I ask Him to protect your path. I ask Him to remove people who don't deserve you. I ask Him to guide you toward the future you were meant for. And He listens. He always listens. Michael steps forward and says, "This final part is very important." Their letter concludes, "Please live. Please dream again. Please open your heart again. Please don't let my silence become the reason you fear love. My story is over, but yours is still unfolding beautifully. And I will be with you, not as a burden. Not as a ghost of the past, but as a blessing, a memory, a quiet guardian who watches you grow. Thank you for everything. I loved you then. I love you now. And I will love you with a peace that no earthly pain can touch." God places His hand over your spirit and says, "My child, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are guided. Trust me. Pray to me. I am with you in every breath." Archangel Michael completes the message with one final whisper: "Do not skip this truth. Let it change you. Let it heal you. Let it free you. You are not alone. You were never alone." Archangel Michael is standing beside you right now, and he speaks with a softness that feels like fire wrapped in velvet. He says this is the moment your heart has been unknowingly preparing for, the moment a final letter from someone you loved reaches you, not through human hands, not through anything physical, but through the realm that sees what human eyes cannot. He says, "Open this immediately. Don't skip this. You have avoided this truth for long enough, and heaven cannot allow you to walk forward without knowing what they tried, again and again, to say but could never speak out loud while they lived." Michael's wings fold around you as if shielding your spirit from the weight of what is coming. He assures you that even if your hands tremble, even if your breath catches, you are safe. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are protected, guarded, and surrounded with divine clarity. All you have to do is trust God, breathe deeply, and allow this message to enter your soul the way it was meant to long before today. The letter begins as a whisper, gentle, almost fragile, but carrying the depth of a soul that still loves you across realms. "I thought I had more time," it says. "I thought life would give me one more moment, one more morning, one more breath to finally tell you what weighed on my heart for so many years. I carried the truth like a stone I never had the courage to let fall. And now, after everything, I am reaching out to you from where silence no longer exists. From where regret becomes light, from where the truth finds its voice because nothing can hide in the presence of God." Michael places his hand over your shoulder as the letter continues. You need to know this. Because it was never your fault. I need you to stop blaming yourself for what happened to me, for the distance, for the misunderstandings, for the moments where we drifted when we should have held on. I saw you trying. I saw you hurting. I saw you loving me even when I didn't know how to accept that love. I saw you staying when I made it difficult. I saw your loyalty that was purer than anything I ever deserved. You can almost feel the familiar presence of the person you loved standing behind these words. Their energy is soft, apologetic, hopeful. They continue, I never intended to leave without explaining myself. I never wanted you to carry questions like wounds. I didn't think you'd still be carrying them today, not like this, not so heavily. But I see it now. I see how deeply you felt everything. I see how silently you cried. I see how desperately you wished I had said something, anything, before life separated us. Archangel Michael speaks again, reminding you that this truth is being released at the exact divine time because now you are strong enough to hear it, to receive it, to heal through it. He says, this letter is not meant to break you. It is meant to lift the weight you have carried for far too long. Read every word with your soul. And the voice of your loved one continues, I need to tell you what I couldn't tell you while I still breathed. I was scared. Scared of needing you. Scared of depending on you. Scared of letting you see the parts of me that were broken. I thought if you saw my darkness, my struggles, my mistakes, you would turn away from me. I didn't realize that you already knew more than I ever admitted. You saw my pain even when I tried to hide it. You saw my fear even when I put on a smile. You saw the truth long before I spoke any of it. A pause. Soft. Heavy. Then, and you stayed. You stayed without asking for anything in return. That's what kept me going. That's what kept me alive longer than anyone knew. That's what held my spirit together when everything around me was falling apart. You can feel your chest tightening as if the words are reaching a place inside you that has not been touched in years. The letter continues with a tenderness that almost feels like a hand brushing your hair back. I wasn't strong enough back then, but you were. You were always the one who carried more, who gave more, who fought more, even when I didn't show gratitude or even recognition. I see it now. I see everything from here. I see every tear you wiped away alone. I see every prayer you whispered in the dark. I see every moment you wondered why life hurt so much. I see every time you wished I had just said the truth. Then the truth comes, raw and luminous, I loved you. Deeply. More than I ever let myself show. I loved you in silence because I didn't think I deserved the kind of love you offered so freely. I loved you in ways I wasn't ready to face. I loved you beyond every mistake, every distance, every moment I pushed you away. I loved you in ways that terrified me because I knew that if anything happened to me, you would be the one person who would feel it the deepest. Michael's wings lift slightly as the energy around you shifts, growing warmer, stronger. Your loved one continues, there was something else I never told you. I was fighting something you didn't know about. Something inside me. Something I hid because I didn't want you to worry, because I didn't want you to carry the burden of my pain. I thought I was protecting you by keeping the truth from you. But now I realize I wasn't protecting you. I was isolating myself from the one person who would have truly understood. And I am sorry. I am so deeply sorry. You feel the ache of years untold, of emotions trapped between realms. I didn't want you to see my weakness. I didn't want you to know how scared I was. I didn't want to disappoint you. So I hid it all. Until it was too late. I hid the fear, the illness, the emotional storms, the confusion, the moments where I felt like I was slipping away. I hid the truth that the battles inside me were tearing me apart faster than anyone realized. I should have told you. I should have let you in. And I am sorry with all that I am. There is a shift in the tone, more urgent, more emotional, and there is something else. Something I begged God to let me tell you today, because you deserve to know. You were never the reason for my pain. You were never the cause of my silence. You were never the reason I left. You were the light. You were the strength. You were the blessing I did not deserve. My distance was not rejection. My silence was not lack of love. My disappearance was not abandonment. It was fear. Fear of burdening you. Fear of failing you. Fear of making you lose faith in me. Michael speaks again, his voice calm like thunder softened into rain. They want you to release yourself from the guilt you've been carrying. Heaven is giving you permission to let go. Your loved one continues, I need you to forgive yourself. Please, forgive yourself. You are not responsible for what happened to me. I know you replay moments, conversations, arguments, decisions, wishing you could change something. But nothing you could have done would have stopped what happened. It was my journey. My battle. My path. You were the brightest part of it, not the cause of its pain. Their voice grows even more tender. I watch over you. I speak your name in prayer. I stand beside you more than you realize. When you think of me randomly, that is me. When you feel a sudden warmth, that is me. When you avoid something dangerous without knowing why, that is me guiding you. I am not gone. I am transformed. And I am closer to you now than I ever was in life. Then the letter shifts again, this time toward guidance. I need you to know that your future is not tied to my past. Your life is not over. Your blessings have not been delayed. Your heart is not destined to stay broken. You are meant to rise, to shine, to become everything God placed inside you. I didn't leave to haunt you. I left so you could grow into the person you were always meant to be. Michael nods as if confirming every word. Your loved one says, God is healing the wounds you never told anyone about. God is restoring what life took from you. God is lifting the weight of grief, of guilt, of regret. You are safe now. You are protected. You are watched over every moment. Then their final truth arrives, the one they begged heaven to let them speak. I need you to live. Not just survive. Not just go through the motions. I need you to live fully, fearlessly, with the kind of courage I never found in myself. I need you to open your heart again. To love again. To trust again. To believe again. To smile without feeling guilty. To laugh without feeling like you're forgetting me. You're not forgetting me, you're honoring me by living the life I wish I had the courage to live. Michael places his hand over your heart, releasing a wave of warmth. Your loved one finishes, I am proud of you. Even on the days you feel lost, I am proud of you. Even on the days you cry, I am proud of you. Even when you feel like you failed, I see how hard you're trying. And I am proud of you. I am with you. I am guiding you. I am protecting you. And I will never stop loving you. Then they whisper one last line, you were my miracle. Now it's time to receive yours. Michael steps forward and says softly, you are safe. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. Trust. Pray. Breathe. God says this to you now, and He needs you to understand that this moment is not random, not accidental, not a coincidence. You were guided here because something that has been hidden for far too long must be opened, released, spoken, and delivered into your heart before another hour passes. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his wings wrapped like a shield, and he whispers that this is a moment he has been trying to bring to you for months, perhaps even years. You felt the signs, you felt the heaviness in your chest, you felt that strange pull of intuition at odd hours of the night, when your soul suddenly became restless for reasons you couldn't understand. That was him guiding you. That was your heart preparing for this final letter, this final truth, this final message from someone you loved deeply, someone who left the world with words trapped inside their soul, words they could not speak to you when they were breathing, words they prayed would somehow reach you when the time was right. And today, God says, the time is right. There are things that a spirit cannot reveal while tied to the human body. There are emotions that a person cannot fully express when they are still entangled with earthly fears, ego, guilt, regret, and all the limitations that come with being alive. But once they leave this world, once they cross into peace, once they stand in front of God and release their burdens, they see everything clearly, every mistake, every misunderstanding, every moment they should have shown you love but didn't know how, every moment they should have protected you but failed, every moment they should have said the truth but remained silent. And the one you loved, the one whose presence still lingers around you in ways you sometimes question, has been trying so desperately to get this message to you, but your heart had to be prepared first. Your spirit had to be strong enough. And God has been shaping you quietly through your struggles, preparing you so that when this truth arrived, it wouldn't break you, it would free you. Archangel Michael says that the soul who is speaking to you now has cried for you from the other side. They have watched you suffer more than you ever admitted to anyone. You carried pain in silence, pretending to be strong because that's what life demanded from you. You carried responsibilities that were not yours. You forgave people who never apologized to you. You stayed quiet to keep peace. You stayed loyal even when others betrayed you. You stayed loving even when others were cold to you. And the one who left this world saw everything. They saw what they didn't see when they were alive. They saw how you were always the strong one, the one who held everything together, the one who was never understood fully. And this truth, God says, needed to reach you so that something inside your soul could finally be restored. The letter begins like this: I didn't get to tell you what was on my heart. I didn't get to tell you the truth when I was alive because fear stood in the way. Fear of hurting you, fear of disappointing you, fear of losing you, fear of not being able to explain myself, fear of not being forgiven. I carried love for you in silence, and I carried regret with me until the very last breath. There was so much I wanted to say but didn't know how. And now from where I am, I see everything clearly, and I need you to hear me. I need you to listen, because this message will set both of us free. They say they loved you more deeply than they ever expressed. They loved you in ways words were never enough to describe. You were their safe place, their light, their anchor, the one who cared even when they didn't know how to care for themselves. They watched how life hardened you, how responsibilities grew around you like walls, how you learned to survive instead of live. And they want you to know that they always admired your strength, strength you didn't even realize you had. They say that even in their last moments, the thought of you brought them peace. You were their comfort in the end. And they want you to stop thinking you were not enough. They want you to stop blaming yourself for things you had no control over. They want you to stop replaying conversations in your mind, wondering if you could have changed the outcome. Wondering if you missed signs, wondering if you should have been there more. They want you to know it was not your fault. God is emphasizing this so deeply it echoes. It was not your fault. They say they left with a secret, something they wanted to protect you from. Something they were afraid would destroy your peace or change the way you saw them. They kept this truth locked away, hoping time would somehow give them the courage to speak it. But time ran out. And now, from the other side, they want you to know exactly what happened, exactly what they felt, exactly what they hid, exactly what they prayed you would one day understand. They say they carried guilt because they hurt you in ways you never fully confronted them about. You kept quiet, and they thought you didn't notice. But you did. You simply chose love over conflict. You chose forgiveness over retaliation. And that made them love you even more, yet it also made them fear disappointing you. God says you need to breathe slowly right now because the truth is not meant to harm you, it's meant to heal you. The truth this soul wants to reveal is that they were struggling far more than you realized. They were battling inner storms, silent fears, emotional wounds from their past, and shadows that followed them long before you came into their life. And they want to tell you that your love was the brightest thing they had, even when they pushed you away. Even when they acted distant, even when they didn't give you the affection you deserved. They say they were afraid that if you saw how broken they truly were, you would leave. They didn't realize you would have stayed. They didn't realize your love was strong enough to carry them through their darkness. And now they see that. Now they regret hiding from you when they should have leaned on you. Archangel Michael says the soul of this person has tried to reach you in dreams. They visit you at night, standing near your bed, hoping you will feel them. They try to speak to you through memories that suddenly flash in your mind at random moments. They try to send feathers, coins, repeating numbers. Sudden chills, or that warm pressure on your shoulder that makes no sense but somehow feels familiar. That was them. That was their presence. That was their attempt to say, I'm still here. I didn't leave you. I didn't vanish. I didn't forget. I didn't stop loving you. They want you to know that the love you shared is not gone, it has transformed. It exists in a purer form, free from fear, free from ego, free from the weight of human imperfection. They say that now they can love you more completely than they ever could on earth. They are asking you to stop crying alone in silence. They want you to release the guilt, the questions, the doubts. They want you to know they are safe. They are in peace, and they are watching over you with more devotion than they ever showed in life. They confess something else. They were proud of you, far more than they ever said. They watched you growing, struggling, fighting through your battles without the support you deserved. They saw you sacrificing your own happiness for others. And they say that one of their greatest regrets is not telling you how strong you were, how inspiring you were, how deeply they believed in you. They want you to stop underestimating yourself. They want you to stop thinking you are alone. You have never been alone. Even when you felt abandoned, even when it seemed like no one understood you, they were there in spirit. Closer than your own breath, God says that you need to understand this message is not just about closure, it's about unlocking something inside your destiny. The pain you carried because of their silence has been slowing you down spiritually. It has been holding you back, making you afraid of giving your heart fully, making you hesitate to trust, making you feel undeserving of love, making you think you needed to be perfect to avoid losing someone again. God says this message is here to break that chain. You are not meant to carry emotional weight that wasn't yours. You are not meant to bury your own heart to protect others. You are not meant to remain wounded by things that were never your fault. This soul says they want you to live, not just survive. They want you to find joy again, not temporary joy, but the kind that warms you from the inside out. They want you to open your heart without fear. They want you to experience the kind of love you always gave others. They say you gave them the best parts of your heart, and they want you to give yourself that same love now. They also want to warn you, lovingly, gently, that someone around you has not been honest with you. They saw this from the other side. They noticed something you didn't. And they have been trying to nudge you to pay attention. Not everyone close to you carries good intentions. Not everyone who smiles at you cares for you. Not everyone who acts friendly wishes you well. And this spirit says they regret not warning you earlier, when they were alive. But now they see clearly, and they want you to trust your intuition. If someone makes your soul uneasy, listen. If someone drains your energy, distance yourself. If someone lies repeatedly, believe their patterns. God is protecting you, but He needs your cooperation. Archangel Michael has blocked dangers from reaching you many times already, even ones you never became aware of. The Spirit says that before they left, they prayed a final prayer: God, please protect them. Please send angels to guide them. Please give them comfort when I'm gone. And God honored that prayer. You are protected more than you know. You are guided more than you see. You are watched over more than you feel. Even in your lowest moments, heaven has been surrounding you. They want you to forgive yourself for surviving. Sometimes you felt ashamed for still breathing when they weren't. Sometimes you felt guilty for moving forward. Sometimes you felt like you betrayed their memory by trying to live your life. But they want you to know you did nothing wrong. They don't want you frozen in sorrow. They don't want you living in the past. They want you to rise, to breathe, to thrive, to step into the future that God has written for you. They say you are about to enter a new chapter. One that will bring opportunities, healing, and unexpected blessings. But your heart needed this message first. The pain you held onto was blocking doors that God wanted to open for you. And now, with this truth revealed, with this message delivered, something inside you will begin to loosen. You may feel lighter in the coming days. You may feel warmth brushing against you. You may feel dreams becoming more vivid. That is the spirit of your loved one finally able to connect with you more clearly. Now that the words have been spoken, they say one more thing, something they have been aching to say: thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for remembering me. Thank you for carrying me in your heart all this time. I am still with you. I will always be with you. When you feel lonely, call my name. When you are scared, speak to me. When you are overwhelmed, close your eyes and I will be near you. I am not gone. I have simply changed form. And I will protect you as long as your soul walks the earth. God says you must not fear anything that comes next. You are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are covered, shielded, guided, wrapped in divine protection. You simply have to trust God and pray to Him, and He will align everything that is meant for you. Archangel Michael now whispers that your heart is ready. The message has reached you. The truth has been delivered. And everything from this moment onward will begin shifting in your favor. You are not alone. You were never alone. And you will never be alone. this message ends, but their love does not. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now in a way that is not symbolic but deeply spiritual, deeply real, and deeply personal. The air around you, the inner pull in your chest, the sudden quietness of your mind, all of it is happening for a reason. Michael is holding something he has waited a long time to give you. It is a final letter from someone you loved, someone whose absence still echoes inside you, someone who carried truth they could never speak in life. This is why you felt that sudden urge to read this message, why your heart whispered that something important was calling your name. You were meant to open this right now, at this exact moment, because the timing of God does not miss. You have walked through so much pain, confusion, heaviness, unanswered questions, and silent nights where you asked God why certain things happened the way they did. Now the moment has arrived. The truth is finally coming to you, gently, lovingly, divinely, through the hands of Archangel Michael. Michael says the letter has been protected for a long time, guarded with a level of love you may not fully understand yet. The person who wrote it loved you more deeply than they ever knew how to express. They struggled with their own fears, their own weaknesses, their own wounds, and the weight of their unspoken truth. They were not perfect, but their heart carried a tenderness for you that never faded, even in their final moments. When their soul crossed over, they carried something unfinished, something they hoped someday you would be ready to receive. That time is now. Michael is saying that your heart has reached a level of maturity, strength, and spiritual alignment where this truth will no longer break you but heal you. And God is saying that you are safe, protected, and guided as you open this letter. Nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will harm your destiny. You are held in divine grace right now. The letter begins with a whisper of regret. They say that if they could turn back time, they would have spoken sooner. They would have been braver. They would have given you the truth when you needed it instead of hiding behind silence. They say they spent too many nights wanting to tell you everything but stopping themselves out of fear of losing you, hurting you, or being misunderstood. They thought silence would protect you, but now they understand silence only delayed your healing. Their love for you was real, deep, unconditional, and lasting. You were the calm in their storms, the light in their darkness, the comfort in their confusion. They did not know how to express it properly. But they carried that love until their last breath. They say there were moments when they saw you hurting and wanted to reach out, but guilt or fear held them back. They say they never meant to cause you pain. They never meant to distance themselves. They never meant to make you carry burdens alone. They wish they could have been stronger. They wish they could have been someone who showed up without hesitation. They wish they had told you the truth the moment their heart realized it. You changed their life. You were their blessing. You were their peace. You were the person they wished they had treated better when they had the chance. Archangel Michael is whispering that as you read these words. The person is standing behind him spiritually, watching you, sending you warmth, sending you a sense of closure and healing. They want you to know they are free from their pain now. They are in peace. And they want that same peace for you. They want you to stop carrying guilt that was never yours. They want you to stop blaming yourself for things that were never your fault. They want you to release the heaviness you've been holding onto in your chest for years. They say they see everything now from a higher understanding, and they want you to forgive yourself for every moment you doubted your worth, questioned your actions, or wondered if you were enough. You were more than enough. You were a blessing they didn't think they deserved. They say they wish they could have held your hand and told you this when they were alive. They wish they could have had one more day with you, one more conversation, one more chance to express what their heart never stopped feeling. But they want you to know something even deeper: they never left you. Not for a single moment. Even after they crossed over, they watched over you. Every time you cried for them, they heard you. Every time you thought of them randomly, it wasn't random, that was them speaking to your soul. Every time you felt like something brushed your shoulder lightly or you suddenly remembered a memory you hadn't thought of in years, that was them visiting you. Every time you felt a warmth around you when you were alone, that was their spirit comforting you.